A video now circulating online shows an Islamic scholar in the UK saying that women shouldn't wear perfume or even go outside, claiming that doing so angers Allah and brings harm into their lives. Watching this in Britain today is deeply troubling because it directly treats women as if they are lesser, as if their choices and freedom are something to be restricted or controlled. We'll dive into this story in today's video, but before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. Let's be absolutely clear, teachings like this have no place in the UK. They go against everything this country stands for: equality, freedom, and respect for every individual. Women have the right to live freely, to express themselves, to work, to study, and to participate fully in society without being told they're inviting punishment for simply existing in public. Religious freedom is a protected right, but it cannot be used as a shield for misogyny. When faith is twisted into a tool of control, it must be challenged. We can respect religion while still condemning harmful interpretations that strip away human dignity and equality. Every woman in Britain deserves the same respect, the same rights, and the same freedom. No exceptions. And when Islamic scholars in the UK are able to say this without backlash, something is seriously wrong. It's time we say it plainly. These messages should not be spoken, shared, or tolerated anywhere in the UK. Have a watch of this.
It should not be fragranced or perfumed.
A woman is not allowed to put perfume on if she leaves the house. The Prophet, he told us in a hadith, any woman who leaves the house and she places perfume on herself, the Prophet, he said that she's a zaniya. She's a fornicator. So it's very dangerous that you place perfume on yourself and you leave the house. Be careful. That does not mean that you have to smell bad. It doesn't mean that. But it doesn't mean you have to smell or place on yourself perfume. Now,
It should not resemble the clothing of men.
also, it shouldn't resemble clothing that men wear, for example.
My sisters, you have to understand that you do not just have to fear the perverted eyes of the men, the evil eyes of the perverted men that are watching you and undressing you with their eyes as you walk down the street, looking so beautiful in your clothes, tight, makeup, perfume, attractive, alluring. It's not just the perverted eyes of the evil men, but rather you also have to understand that you are being watched by the demons from the realm of the jinn as well. And many a time it happens. So much I have dealt with these situations, my beloved sisters, that there is a sister and a jinn falls in love with her. So he attaches himself to her. And she is now possessed. And many a time it happens, I have seen that because the jinn is in love now, he destroys the girl's life. He doesn't allow her to get married. Anytime she moves to getting married, he destroys, stops it from happening. Or, if she does get married, he causes problems between the husband and the wife. And they're not happy. Wallahi, I beg you sisters, when you wear that perfume, yes, you're disobeying Allah. Fear Him and fear the next life. And that makeup and those tight clothes, if you're not wearing your jilbab as you should be wearing, then not only are you angering Allah, and if you do not fear Allah, at least fear the fact that the shaitan can possess you. Wallahi, it's not a joke. This is not hocus pocus. Wallahi, these are things I have seen, I've dealt with them, personally I've dealt with these situations. So please cover yourself, protect yourself, and read your adhkar to make sure that
What's seen in that clip should never be accepted or normalized in the UK. No woman should be told that wearing perfume or stepping outside is wrong. That kind of teaching treats women as second class and has no place in a modern equal society. Freedom of religion is a right, but so is freedom from discrimination. When any belief system tries to limit women's rights or dignity, it must be challenged. True faith uplifts people. It doesn't control or silence them. The UK stands for equality, fairness, and respect for everyone. That's the message that should be spoken in our classrooms, our communities, and our places of worship, not this clear hatred. In other news, post-Brexit payments to the EU are set to pass £50 billion in a slap in the face to British taxpayers, new figures show. Data from the Office for National Statistics, ONS, revealed the UK gave £3.25 billion to Brussels last year. This takes the total paid to the European Union since Britain officially left in 2020 to approximately £44 billion, according to the government agency. In addition, the government has committed to providing at least £8 billion more as part of the exit deal. This means more than £50 billion will be paid to the bloc, far exceeding what previous governments claimed they would be willing to pay to exit the bloc. Critics have called the figure an insult to the many British households already scraping by and potentially facing tax hikes in the budget later this month. Former Tory Brexit Minister David Jones, who defected to Reform UK in July, said, "This is nothing less than a slap in the face to all the hard-working Britons who are currently struggling with a cost of living crisis. The European Union should no longer be the recipient of funds from this country as far as I'm concerned. I think we were so desperate to get out of the EU that at the time we basically came up with a very bad deal." Head of the MECC Brussels think tank, Frank Furedi, said, "Our negotiators have been taken for a ride and basically had no idea how to play hardball, which is what you need to do. As far as they were concerned, they just wanted an easy life and they didn't particularly care about the financial consequences of this." He added, "As far as the EU Commission is concerned, they're laughing all the way to the bank because they got a very good financial deal out of this. It's a tragedy that we've let all this money slide out of our hands and handed it over to the EU. Most of the payments made were under the bill which Britain agreed to pay in the withdrawal agreement after leaving the Union in January 2020. The settlement was originally thought to be between £35 billion to £39 billion. In July 2021, Downing Street rejected an EU estimate of the total bill, which came in at £41 billion, insisting it would be less. The majority of the money sent relates to things which the UK already committed to while it was a member of the bloc, but had not yet paid for. Some was paid in the so-called transition period between February and December 2020, during which Britain had officially left the bloc but temporarily remained in its single market and customs union. After this point, a free trade agreement was implemented. The honest figures showed that £18.1 billion was paid to Brussels in 2020, followed by £5.8 billion in 2021, £9.3 billion in 2021, 2022, £8.2 billion in 2023, and £3.25 billion last year. For reference, when the UK was a full member of the EU, its net contribution ranged from £8.9 billion in 2017 to £9.4 billion in 2019. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.